Paper town, a common term used for a city or town which purportedly exists but in reality exists only on paper. In the 6th grade, a bunch of kids, including Margot and Chuck and me, were forced by our parents to take ballroom dancing lessons at the Crown School of Humiliation, Degradation, and Dance. And how it worked was the boys would stand on one side, and the girls would stand on the other, and when the teacher told us to, the boys would walk over to the girls, and the boy would say, "May I have this dance?" And the girls would say, "You may." Girls were not allowed to say no. But then one day, we were doing the foxtrot. Chuck Parson convinced every single girl to say no to me. Not anyone else, just me. So I walked across to Mary Beth Schwartz, and I said, "May I have this dance?" And she said no. And then I asked another girl, and then another, and then Margot, who also said no, and then another. Then I started to cry. The only thing worse than getting rejected at dance school is crying about getting rejected at dance school. And the only thing worse than that is going to the dance teacher and saying through your tears, "The girls are saying no to me, and they're not supposed to." So of course I went weeping to the teacher, and I spent the majority of middle school trying to live down that one embarrassing event. So long story short, Chuck Parson kept me from ever dancing the foxtrot, which doesn't seem like a particularly horrible thing to do to a 6th grader. And I wasn't really pissed about it anymore, or about anything else he'd done to me over the years, but I certainly wasn't going to lament his suffering. Hey Hank, guess what? I have one of those buttons too. I've been waiting way too long to do this. Margot sandwich! But know what's even cooler to do? John Green sandwich! John, I know you were worried about this, but I can't tell that your socks are mismatching Argyle. John, when you came to Atlanta, my brother went for me because I couldn't get out of school or anything and I couldn't get down there fast enough, and he bought me this copy. He was supposed to buy both copies, but that store didn't have both Sad Margot and Happy Margot. So you signed this one for me. And you signed it, "To Margaret, best wishes, my secret sibling, J. Scribble." I was really upset that my brother wasn't able to get me the Sad Margot, so my parents went to our Barnes & Noble and was able to get Sad Margot. And then I was like, oh, but now Sad Margot is the only one of my books that's not signed by John. So I took it to our county librarian, Susan, who is Blazin' Amazin' on so many levels for doing this. And she was like, "Oh, well, I'm going to go see him in Tennessee. Do you want me to go take it and see if he'll sign it for you?" And I was like, yes! And she brought me back the bookmarks they were giving away from that library, which is awesome. One for each Margot. They don't get lonely. John, you got a little less personal with this one, and I'm kind of disappointed. You signed it, "To Margaret, you're awesome, J. Scribble." John, so I know your biggest fear of nerdfighters reading your book is that they're going to hear your voice instead of Quentin's. I didn't really have that problem unless you use the word awesome or suck. But John, I know of at least 3 people who started reading your books because of me, and I can only hope that more people go out and buy paper towns. John, the Margos and I agree. Well done. And for those of y'all who are a little less Blazin' Amazin' because you don't follow my Twitter and are wondering why my fingers are taped together, Powder Puff Football. 'Cause I'm hardcore. Waiting on my father because he's going to say something, I know it.
What are y'all doing?
Recording a video. Comma porn.
Okay.
Peace.